Who are we?
Nobodies!
Speak for yourself.
Okay. We're Canadian filmmakers with the dream of surviving financially on the backs of our films.
Welcome to our show where we bring people along on our film journey.
Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Maybe we can teach people a thing or two while drinking beers.
I mean, if you can't drink beers while filmmaking, what's the point?
We are Fable Forest Films, failing our way to success.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. I mean, our show. First frames first.
Welcome to First Frames First. This is episode 30 of our amazing podcast.
Yes, in our film journey.
Yes.
For our special 30th episode, we're going to do something that we've never done before. Have a special guest? No. We're going to keep this podcast to 30 minutes. You're welcome, everyone.
I know. And do you know what? Do you know another thing we're going to do? We're going to drink, not beer.
We've done that before.
Have we?
That's not special.
Whatever.
Okay,
So this episode brought to you by Timothy Hortons.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm Jason Green.
I'm Adrian Constant. And this is us as we map our journey to making money on the backs of our films. And not a lot of money. We just want to survive financially on the backs of our films so that one day we could not be super, super poor. But we could make movies and that would be our job.
Yes.
And it would be our movies. This is
Amazing.
an important distinction.
Agreed.
A very important distinction.
Agreed. Because you could go and get a job. You could.
Yeah.
Not me. But you could go get a job as a camera operator.
Yeah.
In a union.
Yes, as a
Go
camera
work in
assistant.
Toronto.
Yeah. And that was my job before this.
Yeah.
And it was you making. And one of the reasons I left was because I realized that I was making other people's dreams come true. Mm-hmm. And so that was my impetus to leave. And now we make movies.
You know what's interesting is I watch a lot of Facebook groups and message boards and things like that. And so there's a big difference between people that are trying to make small indie stuff and people that are doing it professionally, right? A huge difference, and that difference is money, right? So it's really interesting to see because you guys have been following along. We're making our latest horror murder mystery called Shifted. I'm not sure where to look here, and we for the first time we're paying all of the cast.
Yes. So this was the first project that everybody got a few dollars,
right?
Except for us.
And some people are deferring and whatnot. But,
rightly so.
But as we planned for the movie, we planned that everyone would get a little something. And we offered the dollars right from the get-go and et cetera, et cetera. So it's interesting to watch now. You look at some threads where people are like, I have 15 minutes of voiceover work and I would like to pay you $30. Come on out and we'll do this voiceover, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes you see like real vitriol from professionals, which is totally understandable. But they're like, you're way underpaying for an actor person to come in. It's a minimum of 4 hours. You're looking at $500 and X dollars. At $30 for 15 minutes, it's a sham and blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this yet because I do believe that people should get paid what they're worth. But at the same time, I don't know. You're trying to make something. You're putting it out there in the world. Like I have $30, or I have.
Is there a person who's willing to do it?
Right.
Yeah.
I can pay you $20 an hour, and trust me, I know that you're worth more than that. But this is what I can pay.
Yeah.
Is there somebody that's willing to come on and help out?
Look, and the thing is that has to be the case. You have to have that because your first project is probably going to be for free. You're going to, because everybody on that first project, everybody's learning.
Right.
Everybody's coming out and having a swing of the bat for the first time. So from free, you move upwards from there. And like you said, I get it. The person who's talking about ACTRA and if you're getting ACTRA quality, then yes, maybe you have to pay. But I do firmly believe that if someone is out there and you say, hey, I got $30, and they're like, yeah, I'll do it for that, that's okay. What's wrong with that?
And I think, too,
if they don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. Don't answer the ad.
And don't be mad about it.
Don't be mad about it. Go on, because that's not for you, obviously.
Or alternatively, that person maybe gets a little bit of a life lesson, and maybe nobody responds to their ad for $30.
Yeah.
Right? And that person that's giving that tip kind of opens their eyes a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always think like as a let's say a producer for small indie projects, you're always trying to make your dollars do as much as they can too. So sometimes you want to try to be fair. At the same time, sometimes you have to let people know that that's all you've got because
that's all you got.
Right.
You can't have more than you got, and you have to decide. Like, would you not make a movie?
Right.
Because you couldn't pay people $2,000, but you could only pay them $500.
Right.
Oh, of course you're going to push forward and make the movie.
Right. You just got to find the right person.
Yeah, and if there is a person out there who's worth more and they're not willing to come onto the project because they love the script, whatever the reason, that's fine.
Anyways, that was just a quick.
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching a lot of the like indie film Toronto groups and the actor groups and things like that, because it's, even though I'm not always posting, it's fun to just see what other people are posting for, what other people are up to. I even look at Indiegogo all the time just to see what people are doing.
Yeah.
And now and again, I throw people $20. I think it's just fun. Find some project that you think is cool and toss out a little bit of dollars.
A little bit of money.
Yeah, if you can.
If you can.
So anyways, we have to start making podcasts in advance again. Remember back in the day where we would do 2 or 3 podcasts and we had lots of time.
Yeah, we had like a month. So I will say that one of the things that happened was we made a movie, and that really put a wrench into everything. Like literally all our future podcasts just went out of the window. We used them all. All of our social media posts that we had built up, which I need to get back on, and actually it was on my list of things that I was going to try and get going tonight. Start building the posts again so that we can start doing regular social media posts again.
We got too busy. We got
did.
very busy. What are we doing right now?
But you can't. The thing is that you're
No
never
excuse.
too busy. Yeah, no excuses. You got to keep pushing.
So no excuses. We fucked up. Last episode 29 was the first episode. Now, first of all, if anyone watched episode 29, congratulations.
No one did.
That episode was ridiculous. You watched us watching The Mist.
We tried something. We attempted to. We had an idea. We gave it a go.
I had a good time.
During the viewing, I couldn't get into the movie and I couldn't get into the podcast, and I was like, "This is terrible."
Yeah, I thought we could have done a better job entertaining you all, but sometimes we were just like,
yeah. And when we're just watching a movie, staring at the screen, it doesn't make for the best podcast in the world.
No. But anyways,
who would have thought?
Yeah. But the thing that makes me the most sad, number one, the quality of that podcast. But number two, that's the first podcast that in over a year, that we put out late, because I just couldn't stay up late enough to let the stupid thing finish uploading.
Yeah.
So anyways. So we got to get back on regular podcasts, and we have to put out our regular social posts.
Yes, very important. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you is, how is the Accord, the script coming? Oh, it's finished.
No, this is.
Oh, that's not finished symbol.
Oh, this is safe. No, it's
done.
Totally on hold right now.
So what? Tell us.
It's totally on hold.
Let's get personal for a second. Why don't you tell us what's going on with?
Well, so you're right. We've shot about probably 80% of, maybe a little bit more than 80% of the story for Shifted. So we have to get back to do reshoots with all of our cast and crew. So we have to put together the last portion, and we need to try to get that done before probably the end of May.
Yeah.
As kind of where my mind's at.
Yes, as soon as April, yeah.
So the other thing that we're doing at the same time, which is keeping us very busy, is we've talked to you guys about the Muay Thai documentary that we're doing for Bell 5 TV1. So right now, tentatively, we're calling it The Art of 8 Limbs. And you guys have probably started to see a couple social pictures that have come out. We've posted the artwork. We've been to a couple gyms, so throwing a picture up now and again. But yeah, we have a lot of filming to do with that right now, and we're jumping out to different clubs and getting the footage that you can.
Yeah.
And then our big fight night in Waterloo is April the 28th. So up until the big fight night, we're at each club and we're interviewing and we're filming training regimens and things like that with the different fighters, so that we have all this footage.
A lot of abs, a lot of sit-ups, a lot of punching of the bags, a lot of sweat. Yeah, it's good.
Sexy stuff.
Yeah, it's really good.
So we're doing that, and then my dad is a huge super fan of.
He is a
not
super
only
fan.
The show. First of all, you're probably watching right now. It helps with all of our stuff.
Yes. Hello, Ken.
If he can't help, then I mean he's,
He
retweeting.
He never stops moving. When he's helping us on set, he never stops moving.
Yeah, but that causes him a lot of pain because he was in an accident a few years ago. I mean, he's been in a number of accidents in his life, but the most recent one has caused him to have numbness in his legs. And so he actually last Tuesday, he went in for spinal surgery in Richmond Hill.
Now this has been a long process. This has not been like, oh, he hurt his back and he's going for spinal surgery. Yeah. He hurt his back like
2 years ago.
2 years ago. He's been really struggling with his legs. They haven't been working right. If he stands for too long, like he gets in serious pain.
Yeah.
So he's been really struggling, going from doctor to doctor, trying to figure out what's wrong with his spine.
Yeah, and it's hard because some people will say, oh, we should do some surgery on your spine. But of course, you need to be sure of certain things, and you need to have evidence that makes spinal surgery the way to go, because it's very serious. So
yeah.
So finally, he got
the go-ahead, the nod.
The nod. He's going to the show, and he went into the hospital on last Tuesday. Very successful surgery. Then he was in the hospital for 4 more days. And then, I brought him home on the weekend and setting up his house and, all the frustrations that go along with home health care and all that kind of stuff. Setting up, railings on the toilet and all that kind of jazz that nobody wants to have to deal with. And, but, he's home, he's healing. So obviously we want him to, heal up quick, but be careful and, rest up and whatnot. But yeah, so that's been my last week. Has been very hectic and just going back and forth to the hospital and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah.
So you've been shooting out and like filming some of the Muay Thai shows, and I haven't been around. So that's
lazy.
Very, very lazy.
Just lazy.
But I'll tell you what I did do.
Did not write the Accord.
I didn't, but I will tell you, and I'm not going to give the name away, because the problem is
the name reveals the story.
The name reveals the story, but I had an idea for a movie quite a long time ago, actually. And
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know. It's hard because you don't want to come up with a new idea anymore.
No.
You're already right. I've got 1 on the board, 2 on the board. That's a bigger one. I'm writing the Accord.
The board's bigger? It is a big board.
No, that's a bigger movie too.
Oh, a bigger movie on the bigger board.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I understand.
We got Postman to rework. We got lots of. I mean, you've got scripts. We've got The Couple, which is the movie that we talked about early on in the podcast that we started to bat ideas around. So the thing is that sometimes it's kind of a curse to come up with a new idea for a movie that you think is kind of genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's not
because again, an idea.
You got to choose where you're going to put your effort.
Right. And an idea. We've talked about it before on the show, and I'm sure that a lot of people have talked about this before, but an idea doesn't matter. It does.
It does.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it does, but a lot of people will come up to you and say, I've got a great idea for a movie, and maybe they do. But a lot of work goes into and I was listening
making
to
it into a good story.
I was listening to a show the other day, and somebody was saying how they were a novelist. They wrote 800-page novels. They wrote trilogies. They were a good writer. They decided that, I want to write a 120-page script in between novels, right? Like when I need a little downtime from writing a huge novel, I'm going to write a screenplay.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously going to be easy. I can bang out an 800-page novel, and then I want to just blah, blah, blah.
I kind of like where this is going.
So what happened was the person came back afterwards, and the teacher had said, "Well, how is your screenplay going?" I said, "I finished it, but they said it takes me almost the same amount of time to write a 90-page screenplay properly as it did to write an 800-page novel, because it's all about the tweaking and making sure that everything you can't meander around in a screenplay. It has to be very precise.
Every single line of dialogue has to be relate to the story and the driving the driving plot that you're pushing forward. It all has to tie in.
Yeah.
Like in a novel, and I don't think I mean, for me, screenwriting feels a little easier than writing a novel. I feel like writing a novel would be really, really hard.
Maybe, yeah.
But
I've never tried.
Yeah, I mean, I've tinkered with the idea and kind of written some things down, but you can just go anywhere.
Yeah.
As long as you want, and obviously you want to keep the pacing at a good steady clip.
Yeah.
But you for movies, for films, there's more of a structure as well, which is kind of cool. Like you know that if your page is around, if your scene is around 2 pages, it's probably at a good length. I mean, it can be shorter than that. If it's going longer than that, you should probably have a reason for that being a long scene. It should probably be
So, I did have this idea for this movie a while back. There's a little bit of a supernatural element to it.
Oh.
And
I like that.
I know you do. And you're going to really like the title, too. It's about 17 words long.
That's my favorite. Is somebody on a bicycle?
I mean, why not? Sure. So, but the movie has to do a little bit with, like, sorrow and death, and there's definitely some tough themes to work through, and there's a little bit of supernaturalness. And so when I was in the hospital, it kind of came flooding back a little bit.
Cool.
You know, you're in the hospital and things are grim. You know, obviously, even when things are going well, you know, a dad gets out of the surgery, everything went super smooth, but he's in pain, right? And you're on drugs, and you can't do everything for yourself, so you feel, a little useless, right? And it's amplified because there's people in every bed in every room that are just struggling, right? So I was kind of sitting there. He was sleeping. I was just kind of mulling through some things, and a couple things clicked in my mind based on that movie idea that I had before, and I was like, oh shit, if I did this and I did this, that actually starts to put some kind of meat behind this idea. And so then I thought about it a little bit, and then when Dad woke up, I talked to him a little bit, and I kind of had some more ideas. And then I listened to another podcast, which was, Indie Film Hustle? So Indie Film Hustle is a great podcast. You should probably just stop this podcast and go listen to that podcast if you want to be a filmmaker.
Definitely. You should listen to both.
Fair enough.
We're kind of rough and tumble, and he's legitimately doing stuff. I actually listened to his podcast today, his latest one.
Did you? So he started a new podcast called Something About Screenplays. Like, it's only for screenplay writing.
Oh.
That's it. And so
I like that.
He posted the first 6. You can listen to the first 6.
What is it called, do you know?
I think it's building... I don't know. It's something to do with screenplays.
Okay.
So just look up Indie Film Hustle and Screenplay Podcast, and you'll find it. But it just started. So I was listening to the first episode, and the guy just... It was like everything that he was saying was speaking directly to what I was trying to do. So he was like, and then you have to do this, and I had the thing that fit in that spot, right? And so just as he was talking, I was building the script. So it's going well. So I started flying and writing pages and pages, and so we will just see. We'll just see how that goes, but I'm going to get to a point, and then I'll toss it at you. You can think about it a little bit.
So, so I'll say this is the text that I got. I read your script. This is Jason talking to me. He's like, I read your script.
Yeah, I have it here somewhere.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I have some great ideas for my script, which is kind of the same, but different. Oh. You're welcome. Just take my ideas. It's fine.
No. It's
cool.
I actually really did. Now let me ask you a question. The other one, does it come before or after this one?
Which other one?
I read
Luke Commitment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one,
which is Limbo Town?
is
Limbo
that not
Limbo Kids?
Yeah, Limbo Kids.
Oh no, Limbo Kids was the first script I ever wrote.
And does it in the series? Does it?
It's not it's not a series.
Oh.
It's just there is a limbo. There's an aspect of limbo in both
it's not
of them.
the same kids?
It's not the same kids. It's
Fair
not.
enough. I'm gonna read Limbo Kids too.
So that was the first script I ever read. Wrote.
I really liked.
I don't even remember
The Last
that.
Commitment of what was it?
The
The Last Stand of Luke Commitment.
Yeah.
He writes these titles that are like, I was a greenhouse. The Last Stand of Luke Commitment.
I'm so looking forward to making that movie. Like it needs the script needs another run, and it'll probably be called Limbo Town.
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
But like I'm really looking. I want to change the main monster. I wanted to change the main monster into something a little more creepy.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
More out there.
I actually really did enjoy it, and I flew through it in one sitting on the couch with a coffee while I was waiting for Dad's surgery.
Nice.
Like again, so
let me just tell you the coverage that I got.
Yeah.
When I sent that for coverage,
Yeah.
was that Luke, the main hero of the story, didn't have a fatal flaw that he needed to overcome.
I agree with that.
Okay.
And that is one thing that I gave my character in this one that I was working on.
Oh, you win, you dick.
No, but anyways, his just it kind of deals with limbo and death. I mean, I'm not giving anything away.
No.
You pretty much on Front Street.
Yeah.
And mine just deals with death in an interesting sort of way.
Now the thing is that everything I do kind of deals with death. I have this morbid curiosity with death and what happens after we die. So like Greenhouse, the guy doesn't die and then he decides to die.
Yeah.
Bickerman's Grove is purgatory and like
Shifted, people are gonna die.
People are gonna die. No, that's not so much. But the thing is, like I really do find death fascinating. Like, what is gonna happen? I think I think that's the most fascinating question. Like it doesn't. I'm now past being afraid of death. I mean, I don't want to die, but like, I'm really curious to know what I'm gonna see. If it's gonna be blackness, or if I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be in my dream space, which is like sports fields and libraries.
Let's find out.
Were you looking for a weapon?
I was trying to. I don't have anything handy.
Yeah.
This bottle.
Yeah.
All right. But anyways,
so you've got a new script.
Yeah. No.
You're just writing out some pages.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think my plan for this one. So the one thing I really enjoyed, from this other guy's chat was just he said, plot out as much as you can and script at the very end when it's become so easy because you've already written everything down.
And that's actually a lot of people say that they mold the idea until it's almost like
it's already written.
It's already done in your head. It's already done on the page. It's actually just a formality of writing the dialogue. Now the thing is, I think that even though you do that, you're still going to need to do it again.
Oh yeah.
You're still going to need to run through the script again. It'll still have things that need to be ironed out. Yeah. I really do think that you just but you got to get to the end of a version.
So this is what I wanted. This is kind of, for me, for the Accord, and I because my primary want is to finish the Accord. So I am working on this one, but what I want to do is just plot it out, and then I'm going to put it aside, and focus on the Accord. But what I want to do for that is I just want to be finished. I want to be finished the scenes and be done with the Muay Thai doc. Once it's in your hands and you're editing and I'm stopping by now and again or whatever, then I can put my focus on finishing the Accord. So that's my plan. Just because until then...
there will be time while we're editing shifted and things.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right? Right now, I feel very much like I want to just focus on doing what I need to do to help you get scheduled and get everything done, get everybody that we need, and make sure that we finish these 2 projects because
get them in the can.
Get them in the can, and then we start editing, and then I've got a little bit more time. So that's where I'm at for that. While I was sitting, waiting for Dad basically through the week, so he was every day I would go to the hospital, come back.
Yeah.
I watched some movies.
Yeah.
I watched Spotlight. Have you seen it?
I have.
Please tell me we're recording.
We are.
Good.
I think. Okay. Okay, I'm going to hit pause. We're going to pause right here at 25.
Okay.
I got to put batteries in your thing. Are we rolling?
We're rolling. And we're back.
And we're back.
So
audio battery. We ran out of batteries on Jay's lab, so apologies for the audio fumbling.
So, anyways, I was gonna say we got a couple quick minutes, so let's skip all the movies that I watched. Let's do trivia first.
Okay.
Here we go. What was Vicky Vale's occupation in Batman?
Vicky Vale. You know this one?
Oh yeah.
She was a secretary.
She was not. She was a reporter. Damn it! She was a photographer.
Close. How many Academy Awards did John Wayne win? I'm going to say 3.
I'm going to say 8.
You are 1 for True Grit in 1969.
Damn it.
8 is ridiculous.
Well, I figured he was from before,
Yeah.
when all there were cowboy movies, I
Yeah,
assume.
there was just 2 guys.
Did you know that John Wayne's real name was Marion?
No wonder he became the manliest man. It's
Yes.
like that name, that song, Call Me Sue.
Yeah, the boy named Sue.
Yeah, Johnny Cash.
Name the award-winning song from An Officer and a Gentleman. Name anything about An Officer and a Gentleman. Any actor that's in it, anything about it whatsoever.
No ways. No, I don't know.
Up Where We Belong.
Up Where We Belong. Okay. Who is Thomas...
I remember that song.
Who is Thomas Mopether the Fourth, better known as? Mapother the Fourth, better known as?
Thomas
Mapother the Fourth.
Walter Matthau.
I saw the answer.
Is it Walter Matthau?
No.
Damn it.
Tom Cruise.
What's the name again?
Thomas Mapother the Fourth.
Tom Cruise.
Mapother.
You knew he was a fourth of something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on.
he comes from money.
He does come from money. You're
I
right.
know that. You don't become.
Become a
Jason
fourth.
T. Green the fourth.
Yeah, if you don't come from dollar bills, yo.
In fact, let me tell you something about the name Jason. There's never been a Jason anything the fourth. That's just not a rich man's name.
It's not a name.
No.
Thomas is though. Tom Cruise. Okay.
What actor drove the Moors from Spain in the 1961 epic El Cid? Or El Cid? But I
El
think it's
Cid, yeah.
Okay, El Cid. What actor drove
Oliver
the
Olivier.
Moors?
No. I'll go with Oliver Olivier, but it's not him.
Laurence Olivier?
Laurence Olivier.
Okay. Charlton Heston.
Charlton.
Now, are the Moors black people?
No, the Moors, I think, Islamic people. I mean, the darker skinned,
Okay.
but I think it's
Because-
what Islamic people used to be known as during the
I
Crusades.
need to look that up. Okay. Because the only reference that I have of the word Moor
Yeah.
is from Robin Hood Men of Thieves.
Yeah.
And that was Morgan Freeman was a Moor.
I know, but he was playing a Muslim. Man, I don't think he was playing it.
Gotcha.
Not
Charlton
that you can't be
Heston.
black and Muslim, but
Sure, I got you.
I think there is a
I
an
like how
Arabic
ignorant I
trend.
am about A, movies, and B, just everything.
just everything in life. Now I might be wrong. Hell.
Google, what are Moors?
Yeah.
Black people.
Okay. Hell tries to take over in what 1968 sci-fi film?
I mean, it's got to be 1968, hey?
My jaw is slackened.
Really?
Yeah. This is ridiculous.
This is easy?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, you would think it would be Hellraiser, but 68 is too new for that. So I'm going to say The Exorcist.
Sci-fi.
Oh, sci-fi? Hell takes over in a sci-fi?
Oh, fuck. I got nothing. I don't know what to say to you right now. Come on, Brew. Think about this. Hell.
Oh, Hal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. I need you to understand, and we're coming up on 30 minutes here, but I need you to understand that I thought you said hell.
O-H-E-L-L. No, Hal. H-A-L.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
And that is the end of our show. We're under 30 minutes. Everyone, have a great night.
Thank you very much, guys. Dream big.
Work hard.
If you enjoyed, head over to our website, www.thefableforest.com. Check out our films and sign up for our newsletter where we will send you exclusive content.
Hit us up on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, always at The Fable Forest. And share our show with your friends. It'll really help us out a lot.
Dream big.
Work hard.